Okay, time now.
This meeting is being recorded.
The time now is 3:21 in the morning, and it's Saturday the 16th.
Oh, 321.
3:21, yes.
Yep.
So it's 2:21 in New Zealand in the afternoon, 2:21 p.m. New Zealand. It's 16th of March 2023. Okay, John, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Andy. Sorry about today, because it was the book we got printed now. I needed to give signatures on today so I can get straight onto the bank next. And the Saudis are waiting for that and the contracts. So, well, just wait for Gregory to finish with the book signing, and then I'll send it across to the bank. And that's when it'll start. Everything kicks in. Okay, we get the title sorted out with the country and the Ring of Fire area in the Pacific first before the British title. And so we get this home crowd sorted first. And we've got the big chief of the Pacifics here to um, guide us and keep us in the loop with happenings out there. And I'll introduce him a little later. And Temu Vaitoru, he's with Jonathan. You know him already, Jonathan Katuke, Dave Vaitoru. And then we've got our committee here. We've got Annie King and also Pat Rivers and Rabitaka on the committee. That's the four main ones, the two judges, or actually all of the judges. But we know what we're doing. And Annie's been in the course before. Trey's joining us. We're just giving her a little bit of time. And she'll be on the register of births and marriages and also in the real estate accounting systems as well. So that's her experience. Plus, Whakapapa. She's very proficient in that, but it's the births and marriages she really shines. And to get that side of Whakapapa straightened up. Okay, so this Rabata does the Whakapapa too, and they're talking to each other, which is good. And we're getting some progress with Pare Rivers and the Tuhoi book. All the whakapapas that the government uses here is in the Tuhoi books, four of them, big books. And so it's been plucked out what they want and turfed the rest, the real stuff. They've turfed out and put their own whakapapa in, which has put the whole Maori families and Pacific Island families at loggerheads with the Crown of New Zealand, not the British Crown. We're the British Crown, native magistrate court, not New Zealand, nothing to do with them. So we're giving them notice that we are ready to run ourselves under the self government of 1852 Constitution. We have the right to have our own government, the Moai State um, AI, Federal Republic Government of Aotearoa, New Zealand and Pacific Islands, all one shot. And we got the man and the woman here that can blend in to each other with Gregory and the Cook family in the Admiralty side of the money making machine. So we've never heard that talk before of where do you survive from, who's funding everything. And so it's us that's commanding the crown, where the crown has jumped overboard and lost its sea dead, and we are very much alive on a live lips moving video. Affidavit is better, more so than a written document. So there we are, we're live, and that's um, our witness, our own competing witness on our own 2 feet, speaking for ourselves, not borrowing somebody else's name. If we can, if without reason or with good reason, then that's fine. We don't mind so long as they know what they're doing. That's the qualification. Or in my case, so long as you're honest, you get in. Okay, the honesty. You don't have to have certificates of anything. Just honesty. That's it. That's how the tikanga law works, and they will pick up very quickly um, as um, as much as they can learn. Brand new. Everything we do in the native is brand new. It's old, but it's brand new today. Okay, so that's that, Andy. What I'm going to do is roll through the book afterwards and just explain the pictures only. Says a million words, and then we can we can um, get um, get response from everybody here, and make sure we're all in sync with each other, understand it, own it, and then we're ready for action. And I'll be looking after the bank and Saudi Bank. They know money, so that's my side of it. The rest is up to everybody here to play their part. And this is a closed meeting of business, and that's what the focus is. We leave everything else to everyday life, but when it comes to survival and proving, we didn't have to prove who we are. We just had to do it because the Crown here in New Zealand thinks we have to prove everything they say, and it's just not always correct. It's only their interpretation of professors and what they say. The Crown here is not the Crown of Britain. So there. The Crown of Britain is gone into the EU Parliament, and so that's left us on our own in Britain and here. Still got our partnership with the flags flying, the British flag and the New Zealand flag flying, but the thing is, Cindy Kiro, the Governor General, has turned herself into a director of her brand new company, Crown Sovereign of New Zealand, with her little flag. You can see the pole going up. I'll show you afterwards, and her little flag on top of her crown on her head. So that's the biggest threat: is takeover of what I'm just saying, self-governed, and we're ready to do the business and join the mainstream, fast-flowing river, and get with it. Okay, so that's the main focus of how this is panning out, so that you there in Britain follow suit. And the native of England first, and the native of Ireland, the native of Scotland, native of Wales is separate from the Britain, UK, Hanover. So there, we're just separating the kings, the queens, everybody from the man of the land. So the man of the land there, a native live person, is considered the landowner, landlord of the lands in the common law sense. So for the first time now, the common law people can speak up over the top of every other law that's holding them hostage. And that's what's happening with the New World Order. This plan here and those other books, the 63 page, 43 page, 484 page books are the actual title to New Zealand and Pacific Islands. And if need be, the whole world on the King's flag. And that's the top end of corporations in the world is controlled by the surviving King's flag. And they can't get rid of that because they can't get rid of the kings because they have to draw their history and their legal authority and jurisdiction from an admiral of the lawmaking acts that we go straight to make these enforceable. So now we're in the enforcement field to get some enforcement behind us. So there was one to do the Navy here, but that's still under the jurisdiction in Wellington in the New Zealand Crown Government, which is we're calling a criminal organisation straight to their face. And they can't answer. They refuse to refute it, then it becomes law. It's law makes contract on them, and contract makes law. That's the end of that lot. So now we just use the instruments of the flag and the seal of Moai statue. That's the whole Pacific and the world that Queen Victoria commercialised and corporatised the Moai statue memorial and then stole every other memorial in all the other countries they conquered and took their mana away and put them away. And now they're saying give all those memorial back, and then Britain will have nothing. But they've gone, they've flown the nest, and they left the place in debt. So England and Britain at least is in debt, and that's all that's you can't get out of because we're here to get them all out of debt with one shot. Okay, one shot, pound note, and that's a real pound note, not a 1 bar pound note of Rothschild. So we're going to liquidate them, forfeit them, and put them out of business. So this is how it's done. It sounds brutal, but that's the only way you know brutes and pirates is to deal with them head on. Okay, do a better job with information, should come out on top. We share our information here and with 256 countries of what we're doing here as a base model for everybody else, and that's Ngāpuhi. They hold the flag, was given to them, and nobody else. So the signatures needed more or less to come from Ngāpuhi, and all the other chiefs is not the same as a treaty signing all over the place. But we're just seeing how much support we get for it. But mainly it's Ngāpuhi's core that I'm saying. They lead the rest of the world back out of that rat race and into freedom of your own everything and be much more happier in this way. Whereas the Crown at Wellington, they're saying you'll own nothing and be happy. They're doing what we're doing is they'll own nothing because we got lease. You lease things and you don't have to own anything, and you'll be happier when this works. They're following this plan here. What we're doing should have happened long ago, back in 2012. It should have carried on, but it just didn't have the support from anybody. And now we're getting a bit more traction of the people power, right? It's the people power. Start small and build up. Okay, so that's that. I'll just grab that book now, Mum, when you finish, and I'll just quickly go over it. It won't be too long because I know you're up late waiting. So I'm just going to explain. If you go to the website, moaipowerhouse.world, MOAIPOWER, HOUSE .com, and there go to sovereigns, Confederation sovereigns on the menu. Press that, go right to the bottom, and it's the last PDF is this 15-page book. Okay, so there, that's then you can follow what we're doing. But I'm going to strike some names out because the Admiral here, Gregory, has asked me to pull at least one name off from the court for putting her up there. I just did that because we can't have somebody running over the top of him or me because Gregory's got the contract to run everything and nobody else. Just to let everybody know, it's a warning from the court. It's real. It's not something to play around with these documents. It's taken years to do this and a lot of talking amongst the tribes. I've spent most of my time in Ngāpuhi. I know everything and everybody, which way they're going. Some go this way and some go that way. I know they're going to end up with no real solution. That's what I was looking for at Christmas, at Waitangi Day. Solution. Who's got the solution? So anyway, here is the solution that will do it, but we've got to try it out ourselves as the model of making it work. So I can take a back seat and offload a lot of the delegated project people to do this certain job and make sure they're loyal to each other and for the benefit of the community, not one-man band. This is everybody's an owner that becomes a member, and once a few get in, the others will see when we start kicking into life. So when Gregory has asked me to forgive and to and people who are breaking this law, you can't break anybody's law if you haven't got one yourself. For everyone, not just Hapu, the whole of the population of New Zealand, and everybody else needs to have similar or same as this. This native court is for everyone that's native under that British system, and it's all us now that can make it work. As you, Andy, over there, and the British people watching what we've been doing. We're on number 51 court hearing, and that's a lot of talking, a lot of organising, and I hope you're taking copies of our videos because they're starting to whack my videos out. And I've seen the last YouTube video I did, gone, and breaking community standards. Well, that's their community standards, but for ours, it's meaningful in pictures or anything we say. If we say you are this and you are that, you have to refute it, but it hasn't happened. So they're just putting the onus on somebody else to take the blame. So anyway, I'll go to the first page. If anybody's got a mobile and or laptop, just go there to their website. And if you haven't, there's plenty of time to do that. This is not a rush system. This is only a model, and on the top we've got the 4 seals. That's King William on his horse on dry land, and his Admiralty ship in the background. That's his crown up the top, and the 8-point star of the head lease to pick the rent up of all 256 countries in the world, putting in their royalties to pay for the use of the High Court rules. That's what that is, to pick up the rent. And King William III of Orange, Battle of the Boyne. He put that law together with St. Patrick and in Ireland because his father was in politics and he wanted his son to succeed to the British Church of England. And he said, no, I'm going to Ireland. I'm going to look after the poor people. I don't need your wealth. So he wanted to leave his fortune with him. He said, no, I'm going to help the people. And that's exactly what we do. Same as what he did, and follow these basic rules of how they make money. This is how they do it, with that star there and that crown, and not Cindy Kiro's crown, which is a threat to this crown. And we'll put this crown over every other crown and every other corporation because they can't get over a king's flag. The flag does it, and the Moai seal, the third one along here, and that's the waterboard for the sea power projects, hydrogen economy. I'm lucky because nobody has touched on it yet. It's too big for anybody to try that. Yeah. So that's the Moai belongs to you in the Pacific Ring of Fire, and Moo Island in the middle of the ocean. That's going to come out bigger than Australia and New Zealand, and that's our title when the legs of the big tidal energy bridge go in. There's 4 kilometres long, or longer if you want it. And that's a title right there with the Moai and the King William flag. And his crown's still there with us in contract. You can't break it. You can't. King William went to Australia first before Victoria, and they couldn't use the flag over there because there was already a contract here in 1834. But before that was Te Waikato Wharehere Manukau in 1823. He sold the land to King George IV in 1823 to make a head lease of this country. The whole country is under head lease, and that's what that title is. We're using that if we need to, as well as King William IV's title. So that's proof that it does exist because it's in the archives. But no one can claim it because it's Freemasons. And I've got Mohi Manukau Freemason that put the 10-acre block together in Helensville. Awaroa Bank started here. The BNZ Bank came out of there and went into the League of Nations and then to the United Nations, then to the World Bank. That's our bank. Everything that the king did and did it through the magistrate court in Helensville. Started everybody's land, 10-acre, cut down to the small acres, small 2,000 meter square area, or a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, to sell the property for housing and sale and purchase in the system of real estate. So we are in that now too, but we don't. Mortgages are banned, forbidden, and so is crypto is banned, forbidden, and also gambling on the stock market is banned in this court, and also cheating on children and using them and abusing children is another. That's a biggie of how our kids are using the internet to go off track. So we've got strict controls on how the kids are brought up and gone back straight again because they're influenced by another system that doesn't recognize or have any morals. There's no morals in that there is in ours to make sure we are the role model of the family, the man of the house is missing. They've got women running the marae, and it should be the man running the marae, not the woman. So that's another correction we're making. The man is missing, and the women are taking a big load of trying to run a marae, trying to run a family with an absent father. So that's another issue that's in our sites on all that human rights stuff. We've got it all covered, and in the latest videos and the latest documents cover all of that and funded because I've got all the budget. They just give the budget and we put it all together. And then the Saudis will say if it's community driven, they'll give the money, whatever amount. I've gone for 10 trillion for the whole Pacific and New Zealand, and that's the main reason why we're having you here, Timu, as the director of the Moai Crown Pacific Island Ring of Fire area to bring all the islands together and to get in with this plan and the funding for this and that and everything, and I'll look after the bank. And you just put your business plan together. And we're just starting off at the East Cape with the tidal turbine and the farms and all the equipment, the sheds to put all the pigs in, the cows, the beef, the lamb in separate buildings. And then that's our economy to feed ourselves first, and the fish aqua farms feed ourselves first. We can put them in the sheds, 100 meters long by 60 meters wide, and those are coming from Japan, from China, in container ships. We own everything, the planes, the lot. Okay, we can buy everything, or all we have to do is pay back the loan with when we make a profit. So they said, get what you want and show us a plan, and they're interested in filling the empty spaces of land. So that's what the problem is. We collect the rent on the land of the Crown, pick up the head lease land and take it off the government because it wasn't given to them. They're a foreign company, private company, and they had no right to pick up the lease on the land and to use the government bonds, which is your birth certificate, and they value it at $1 million per birth certificate. That's what they value it. And they value the whole Pacific region as 38 trillion. That's the government figure, not mine. 38 trillion worth of resources. And they're trying to muscle their way into the seabed title. And I've been on that for years. And we're going to start with Gregory and the business up in Napui. I'm going to put tidal turbine up there, the same as the East Cape, get those two going to monitor that side, to kick it off. And on the West Coast, there's two here, there's two there. They put out about 10 to 20,000 megawatts of power on one bridge. And that's plenty of power for the heavy machines and to replace, gradually phase out the fossil fuels. At the moment, it's diesel and it's expensive. When we run equipment and generators for making power, we use hydrogen. And now you can see a lot of buses and trucks and cars and now planes running on hydrogen, but they can't get it bulk. This is bulk hydrogen, and we own it. We own it. This business owns it. We tell them this is how it works. They know already, and we've got the letters from Transpower, Contact Energy, and Vector that they'll accept this plan of the tidal turbines and in this country. But we won't hook it up to their power lines because the power lines are burning too much power and wasting it because they haven't been replaced. The dams we let go so the fish can go back up. We don't need them anymore with this system, and we own it. See, if they get things going, and the Chinese and the Danish people have got the plans for the tidal turbine bridge, and it'll go straight into action when we get the money to pay them. And that's the buildings as well. We've got steel buildings and put them up the high rise at the same time. Okay, that'll go with the Napui one up there and the East Coast to start off with, and then go to the West Coast of the North Island there and do the same thing. In the worst, roughest tides in the sea is the best place for this bridge. The most power, hydraulic power in the ocean is at the bottom of the ocean, not on the top, at the bottom. No one's figured it out, but they've got pumps now that use the hydraulics of the tide at the bottom of the ocean. You just had to stall the tide, usually it's 7 knots, stall it to 1 knot and that's your power. Talk, plenty of power. heaps if you've got the right turbine. They got all wrong turbines. They're not mechanic. You see, mechanics fix up problems like this. Fix the problem. If you don't fix it up, they'll say you're useless. You see, you're useless if you can't fix a problem like that up. And economy, and it's a good subject to talk about because it's clean, and we the more we know about it, the better. And the Chinese have already made turbines that make the same power, but not as powerful. But we're going to use them anyway, just for starters. They put out 2 to 2.5 megawatts per tidal turbine, smaller one, but not as big as what we got. So there, that just gives you an idea of where to, how do we survive on our own without the government. We don't need them because they're making it up as they go along. You see, it's not secure. They haven't got a title for a start, and they haven't got security over what they borrow from overseas. See, they can't borrow any money anymore because the flag will shut them down. What's the flag do the work? Let the flag do the work. And it's being thrown around. They don't know its meaning. That's the biggest problem of not knowing enough information about it. And yet the government's picking up the rent for the land lease. And they're using the flag as a whakaputanga flag and a whakamininga flag because they say, oh, our marriage and government are the same as you marriage out there. And they said, we can do what you do too, because we got Te Ture Whenua Act that you can use, but we control, and we control the money. You can have the resources and everything else and control the Waikato River, and then we'll tell you when we how high you can jump. Well, that's falling apart too, because you got everybody claiming the water at the beginning of the topol, and they say, oh, no, we're underwater, not you down the line. And so I have to go through all of that, all those arguments on my life. See, whose water is it? Oh, it comes from there. No, it comes from mouth to mouth. That's where the power is in Auckland. They buy the water. So they say, oh, how much of water? Where do you get it from? It's from the sky. It's free. See, well, why do you charge you? Why do you pay us? We have to pay for you for the water. It's free. Why can't we just catch it? No, you're not allowed to. That's the law. You're not allowed to catch it because they're missing out on money. So anyway, that's just some things. And we'll just go along to the next seal. This one here. That's your one, Timu, and Donovan. So he's got to finish the middle off, but I put it there anyway, just to kick things off. You can put your face in there. That's all right. We'll go along with that because we got Chiefs on the pound note. We can put your face on the pound note too. That's up to us. That's our business. We can we can put Kojak's face in the pound note. If you don't put it on, I'll put Kojak on there. So there, that's just yeah. Well, we're just saying that is your authority of the Pacific under the Moai Crown, um, um, Royal Pacific Tahitian Bank. I just say Tahitian because of Rapanui and Raiatea, where the tikanga law comes from. And so that's got a lot to do with this business of all the islands come from there with their law, tikanga law. And you've got Hawaiian King, and so that's another story, but they're not what the British picked as an authority of sorts where most of us tribes, Ngāti Pro, Ngāpui, Tainui, and Te Arawa, or not Te Arawa, Ngāti Pro, come from Tahiti. And so Rarawa comes from Hawaii. So you got the majority of people coming from Hawaii, Tahiti. That's what this is, mostly British driven, only because Queen Victoria pinched the Moai and its mana for the Pacific Islands and the tikanga law and took it to London, hid it away for 100 years and commercialized it. She made it commercial, not us. She made it make money for her documents. So that's why we use it on our documents. It belongs to us, not her. And so that's a very powerful instrument. The 8-point star is very powerful. That's why the Governor General, Cindy, is wearing it. Why is she wearing it when she's Japanese? This is Irish. It's not Japanese or German. It's not French either. So why is she wearing it? Pick up the rent. You pick up the rent. That's why. You can't do it without it. We just say, take it off. You're offending us. That was given to us, not you. And your Maori, it was given to the native, not to the Maori. But we're saying the Maori evolved to be part native and part Maori. So we put a claim in for Maori word and take it off them and just replace them as the whakamini and whakaputanga. They done all the work. They give us, hand it all over. All the documents, everything, hands it back to us because they can't prove where they got the authority from and jurisdiction. That's it. That's in a nutshell, really, of those 4 seals. Very powerful instruments. They can't, no one can, in the world, can't match it. And we're the ones that are live with it. We're the ones that can make it work. And the world is watching us, how we behave with it. You see, we got to make sure that we include everybody. Doesn't matter which race. We are the ones that will lead everybody back to freedom. That's what it is, back to freedom. So the next picture is the man that we were talking to, the Navy in Britain. The Royal British Navy is no more. They wiped it out and took it into EU Parliament. And they changed the name to the British Armed Forces and swallowed up our Navy over there, and they swallowed up the Navy over here. So Gregory's got a bit of a job to talk to Proctor and say he's got jurisdiction too from the Hapu and everybody in the country. You have to include everyone. And so there, we've got Dion here next to this man here in the Navy saying they honor the flag. See, that's just saying something. That's the Navy here saying that. But really, they haven't honored it at all because the 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 sword was out of its case. It's supposed to be in a case, and Gregory knows all about that. So that's that picture. The next one is Te Waikato Wharehere Manukau. So he's the one with King George next to him with the 8-point star on the lease land. That's the head lease. That's the native, one native, not a bunch of them, not 500, but just one that the British picked. That one. They didn't pick 500 here, chiefs. They picked that one to fill the document and sign it. He went to England with Hongi Hika to learn English, and Te Waikato wanted to learn real estate and how the system works. So there, that's that part. And you see they're all wearing 8-point star and the flag of the Confederation. The Confederation is different to the Whakaputanga. The Whakaputanga we're trying to drag back with the Confederation. That's something that the Hapu has to absorb because it belongs to the Hapu, and that's different. That's a New Zealand story. It's not a British or native story, and we're making our own story to say that the commercial flag is the money-making machine, and the Whakaputanga is the home fires. That's the one that owns the land. The Whakaputanga and the Whakaminenga owns the land, but the Confederation picks the money up and the business. So 2 sides to the flag. You use both and replace the government and take the Whakaminenga off them and take the Whakaputanga off them and go back to being Maori. And it will work. Then everybody in the world will come to see who's Maori and what's Maori all about. And there won't be any haka anymore. It will be Pākehās doing haka. See? So everything will change when we are fully identified as being the original natives of the land, not the ones they picked in Wellington, but the ones the British picked. They picked the Wanoa and the Manukau, just 2. One for the law, Lore, with the Moai, and one Manukau with the Freemasons. You had to have a Freemason with a title because they created the documents. They own all the documents in the world to transfer the land from the native in every country to the British Crown. At the time was kings. It was going successfully until the Queen went in and replaced King Ernest Augustus I, the brother of King George IV and King William IV, and their father, King George III. So there, we had those kings, and one was chopped out by legislating him out and legislating Queen Victoria in. And that's where the fraud started, really started. And the banks went haywire. They picked up a free bank and changed the pound note to $1 and made a fake US dollar, fiat currency, and that became fake. Everything's been fake right up to now. That's what I'm saying. The whole thing is a fake. And people are drawn into it because there's no other system. And this is the right system that created those laws they use to make money. See, so you now know we are the ones that claim all that wealth made from these instruments, all these books on my website, and also the chiefs at the time, and not a whole tribe. 13 chiefs is not bad. That's okay because it's in here as the flag. See, so that's a contract with 13 chiefs, and that's all you need to find is the descendants of that and put it on the document. And that's the chiefs that are talking to the British that came here to make money, not to fool around and 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 for anything else, but to make money out of swamps, out of timber, out of anything that can make money, and people as collateral. So now we turn it on them and make collateral out of them. We are now a debt company. We collect the rent, we collect the debt for what's stolen as being something that's been taken mistakenly, breaking our law. They break their law too. See, when you see the High Court rule of New Zealand, they break that too. They don't care about what we do. And anyway, that's that. The next picture, I'll just quickly go through it. This one of John Rogan, that's him there. That's who I'm replacing to take his job as the court judge, the native court judge. He was the native court judge in Helensville that cut the land up with Mohi Manukau and his ancestor, um, 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 the Manukau family then. But that was a closed thing. Their family was shut out. They weren't. They weren't in the he's a Freemason, but the Freemasons just picked them and left the Manukau family out. That's why they don't know. There's a chair there that Gregory saw and G. Hub saw. So that's proof that we do have the 10-acre block there where everybody's title here and everybody's title in the world came from, the blueprint. It was done here at Waitangi, treaty grounds. Everything of the business in Britain was done there, not there, here. See, millions and billions of dollars done, and that's the Freemasons office here, the lodge in Helensville. I used to drop Mohi Manukau off all the time, once a month, the Masonic Lodge. That's how the money was made. That's how Auckland was made from the gentry, just the mechanics, the accountants, the lawyers, bankers, everybody, and the big Hogan, all those big contractors. They were all Freemasons. And and then I've got underneath Klaus Schwab, this fellow Klaus Schwab, he runs the New World Order and the Zionists of Germany, Frankfurt, Germany. And so they've set up England and the city of London, and you've got the Washington, D.C., that's the second biggest corporation, and the Vatican City. Vatican City's gone, and Washington, D.C. is still there. That's still carrying on, but the City of London is now hotels. They just flicked it like that, switched it off, and said, we'll make more money out of it now than we did with screwing everybody in the world from the City of London Corporation. So now it's no more. No more church. They just rip the church down and put real estate and sell it. Same as Israel. The same trade. Israel blowing up land and memorials, everybody's memorials, all those old memorials, they're just blowing it up because they're using the law that was given to us. And so we have to put the law on them. So yeah, that's that one. Won't be long. Just I'm not targeting anybody now because I've spent too much time wasting time talking about everything else except the economy. And there's Gregory and his flag, the Home Guard, global, and that's important for us that he secures property or anything that's got to be returned, stolen land returned, anything stolen or any um, families broken or anything, jabs or anything, that comes under them with the court order to go and rectify the situation. And if need be, we can get bricks military behind our protectorate with the Home Guard. So the BRICS and Putin already knows what the plan is. So they replace the British Navy, the British military, because they're gone into Europe, in the European Parliament. They want to shut our flag and all that business. It's not that easy. And that's Gregory and G-Hop holding hands with the seat to say Okiato Magistrate Court, Native Court, in Russell, was where the courthouse first one was, and they bought the flag. He's Tupuna bought the flag on shore, and that set up the not the Confederation, the first Native Court there, and and there, and then that's a legacy that Greg holds in his Admiralty family, and he can talk about that, and that holds that side together with Gregory. Well, I've got Donovan to look after the business side of the Awaroa Bank in Helensville, and be there instead of me to look after our bank. That's our authority where the money comes from, right there. Okay, we go back there, and Dion's got a good knowledge of that, a good knowledge of who's who, and also Kawharu, the giant of Waikato, and how the Waikato name came about. All that whakapapa is that Te Waikato Wharehere Manukau. The Tainui people said, he's a woman. And that's where the problem went with the king of Tuhatia is a Niuean. I thought he was a Tongan, but he's a Niuean. And Jacinda Dune is mixed up with Niue, and they've got something going over there. And you don't know anything about it because they keep it closed secret with the Latter-day Saints Church. So it's always church, Bible, and a bishop that makes money out of these legal instruments, and they just carry on because they think they have the right of way on these lands. We say, no, you are money. You're not a landowner, and this is just telling you, you're the native landowner, and they have to talk to you. It does have to be a bunch of people just this much. Not every Tom, Dick, and Harry, if they haven't got this sort of thing. So then this is what is supposed to be terrorists, but these are the terrorists, these white fellas. See, or this fella here, Sunak, he's got heaps of houses. You know, our Prime Minister Luxon, he's got 30 houses. Where the hell he get the money from? And he's real estate like this fella, bombing everything and putting on real estate. But we don't want that ruling over us, and that's what they're doing. They're going to rule over us with little Cindy. Kira, the Governor General, is now not so much a Governor General, but she's a crown of herself, and that's the threat. This crown here over this crown here. Here, this one. And this one. This is the one that came ashore. And this one here is the commercial one. It's this one that makes the money, not the one, but this one is significant for starting the process of what the commercial world around the world has done from that one and this one in contract. Their contract when they fly officers like that and the Union Jack up the top. Now, no more Union Jack. It's that little one. It's just up there for one day, means 365 days. You see, because it's in the cabinet, hidden. Her little flag is there. Everybody thinks, oh, she got an 8-point star on the badge. Yeah, over there. Irish badge. Japanese woman, and the government don't care as so long as someone's there to do their job as puppet. And then this page here, we've got Tamaiki here with no carvings, and protesting in 1972. And here, he's a full-fledged Maori from Australia, Ebo, and he knows Maori back to front. It still doesn't matter because he's a Maori. As long as he can speak a little bit of Reo, he's a Maori. He's the leader of all the Maoris, all of them, including us. And I think, hang on, that's not my chief. He don't talk like that. I'd rather listen to Ming Foon in Gisborne, the Chinese. He can speak, he think he's a Maori, but this fella, you can tell, he's double Dutch. He's back to front. Yeah, but I'm going to strike her out. This is Michelle Coco in the home guard. I'm going to write over here on this photo, and because Gregory requested take it off because it's causing a lot of problems in the hapus. She's got a few hapus in Hawke's Bay, but she's from Rotorua, and she's got her own land box there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write right over it, on hold and for review. If she gets in the mischief, I can pull it back up again. But I think Gregory will have that under control because I gave the contract to him, not to her. And she jumped him and jumped me and said she's running the outfit and not me. And so that's not right because I've never seen her at Waitangi or something I've been doing for many years. And for her to be a chieftainess, and here's her photo with no carvings, no moko, and here's a photo with moko. Once you get a moko, you'll play chief. See? You're a chief.
I
Yeah.
totally disagree.
Yeah, because the original mokos,
Men hold the tattooing,
yeah,
right? Women never tattoo.
yeah,
Right? And this is going back to the right there,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And only the chief
yeah, only chief.
and his daughters tattooed.
Yeah.
That reason for tattooing was to hide your face
Yeah.
from your enemy if
Yeah.
you met him the next time.
Yeah.
That was the only reason.
Yeah.
The Chinese, they tattooed their backs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing, I'm sorry to be
Yeah.
interrupted.
No, you have to.
Has anybody ever heard of blue laws?
No, I haven't.
Okay. It's a law that existed centuries and centuries ago in regards, you mentioned about how to treat children. This blue laws also speaks about how you treat your husband,
Yeah.
how you treat your wife, how to treat others. This is the blue laws, and you'll find it on your computers.
Yeah.
But I've got Ange to bring it up.
Yeah.
And it's totally different now
Yeah.
to the copies I've got.
Oh, okay.
Going way back in
Right.
2002.
Right. Okay.
And to me, it shows how somebody in Wikipedia is switching and changing.
Wikipedia. Yeah. Yeah.
Way.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, nobody tells me what to do.
Yeah.
I am a sovereign in my own right.
Yes.
And I have all the Confederation papers and everything.
Yes.
Also been dealing with Dan Davis years ago.
Yeah. Well, I know. We were together. We've been there. Yeah.
And I just feel honoured to be here.
Yeah.
To take part and help whenever I can.
Yeah.
But the blue laws are the laws long before King Arthur. All of them.
Yeah.
And it only belongs to Indigenous
People. Yeah.
Not Pākehā.
Yeah.
Anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. So the latest.
Annie King.
Yeah. Annie King has been with me for years, and she's been talking about if you're not in Cook Islands, they can go and sell the land to someone else or let someone else use her land. She had to be there, had to fly back all the time, and we're trying to figure out a way to hold her land while she's here, because most people come here to work, look for work to help the families back home. And so that's where I've got with her to try and find a way, a solution to keep us together. Now, Brown, the Prime Minister, has sold the land to Biden with our flag, with the Confederation flag, not the Whakaputanga flag, with the Confederation flag. He's sold it. It's Cook Islands is America now. It's not New Zealand,
Wow.
and we're getting it back with this court. Yeah. Now we have to fight the law with the law. We got the law here of native of all the people in the world to get popularity. It's the popular vote and the people's vote that if they see us doing something right, they will jump aboard, and we are the ones to speak up. And yes, you have to have some sort of law and some sort of government. Now we have a government to go against this government and tell them, where did you get your authority? If you haven't got it, you go
Yep.
and leave it to us. We know now.
Pack their stuff,
Yeah,
pay the compensation to the damages you've done
yeah,
to the people and the land and water, and go back where you came from.
yeah. So that's what we're doing to try and rectify some of the problems. But I'm saying is if we got something like this to kick off, then it's solid enough. I think Gregory is quite confident with running with this. And that's very good for him to be saying that to me. And I've got to be vice versa and contra with him to if he wants something, then I have to pull back and we give him a bit of space. If it means him losing the people that are following somebody else, and this Michelle Coco shall strike her out off being on the court. Because once I drop a pound note on your head, that's it. It goes to the debt collectors to pick it up, and it's in a trillion. Yeah, because to break the law is a very serious matter to anybody's law if they got a government. And you can't say, I got my own, because what about everybody else? What about all the other people? Not mind just your hapu. What about everybody else in the country? They are paying the rates too, and they are contributing to the economy. And that's a big issue. What we have to make sure our plans stack up and they're up to standard with the rest of the world we want to trade with a trading bank flag. You see, so there. And our hapu now, this way, is one family, father and mother, and the kids underneath them. That's one hapu, just them. And the other five brothers and sisters, they got their own. If anything, they've used the mobile as there's the bank there, the mobile phone number to replace the birth certificate. And that's worth a trillion, not a million, a trillion, just for the birth certificate for getting the one that screwed all the money out of each birth
$7
certificate.
million per female, $9 million per male. And that's going back in the year 2000, those figures came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I banged it up. I banged it right up to a trillion to make up for all the losses because we haven't lost any native land, only Maori land, not native land. We can't sell it. That was the rule. That was always the rule. No one can sell native land except the Crown. See, so the Crown said they can sell it, but not the native. You see, so we replace the Crown with the native. And that's what the Moai Crown Native Kingsmen's Court is. That's taking the Crown and its business over. And that's what these big pound notes are for. Gradually getting the whole lot of them. BlackRock and Vanguard and Bill Gates, all their companies will dissolve when you put a pound note in the head. If this pound note works on somebody or on Cook Street, that we haven't finished with that yet. That was back in 2008. It's taken that long to have one court case with Gregory. He's done a good job of that, but the police got in the road. They tampered with it, but they went to court, but I didn't because they didn't give me a summons to go. They gave the other fellows a summons, and I said, "Where's my court case? I want my court case." They wouldn't give me it. I was going to clean them out. I was going to clean them out with the court case.
You're a danger.
Yeah, they when I went to Heathrow Airport to Andy and them, they pulled me up to the airport and took all my documents and photocopied everything, the the laptop, the backup disk, the books, everything. I had big case full, and I said, "You've been served." See, I said, "That's stupid. You've been served. Everything, everything it is for you. The death on your head." So they accepted it, and that's what we're going on. The stupid science accepted the police, and not so good after all. And anyway, they said, you got no money because I'm doing everything on my pension. Right now, still on pension. If it wasn't for Pare and Rapaka, I wouldn't be getting ahead as much because everything is expensive. And then I went over there and Andy raised the money and they said it's a scam and wrote me off and shut my business down, shut the bank down, put me in the prison and the mental home. And my brother went used Tikan law to get me out of the mental home. So there, that's what they thought I was an idiot. And I said, you're the bloody idiot. See, not me. So yeah, but the thing was, it's past event, and I've learned from that. You have to make a mistake to learn, otherwise you can't do anything other than see if it works or not. So now, when I'm on this page, see that pound note? That's a £1 trillion note with Te Waikato, but a head of Manukau on the right, and Hongi Hika on the left. The Cook Islander is Hongi Hika, and Ngāti Kuri up that way more so is the chief from there was a Cook Islander more so, and that's why I go and cook. And the native chief Te Waikato Wharehere in Manukau, and Tainui mistakenly calls him a woman. And they've got it on their thing right through all the treaty games, everything. Everybody says he's a woman. And I said, where did the name Waikato come from? Or Manukau Harbour. When you slip your waka into the Manukau Harbour, how come you write it that way? Why, leave it alone. You pick your own town and leave Manukau alone and leave things alone that you are writing about, that you saying something that's not stacking up. Anyway, I'm going to write on this, and Greg is going to countersign on Michelle Coco to take the court case off her and give her a chance to redeem herself to him. He's the one that's controlling what happens and not her and her plans. That was for her and her own hapu, and she's got a lot of people that may be gang related. I'm saying that because it looks like the case is what she's doing is getting people off, completely off, without doing their stint in the prison or whatever, and they get 2 years off their case if they go through a restorative justice court. That's what she's got, and it's a good thing, but it run properly, it'll be right and nothing wrong with that. So Greg will fix that up. I'm just going to sign on here, on hold, and under review. And I'll sign it, and Greg will sign it and put it on. And that's, she's off the case. I won't give it in so easy because it's too serious. I went through a lot of trouble and got my 29 days from Facebook off. I use Facebook all the time because they use it as evidence in a court hearing. It's admissible as evidence, and because it's live video. And the live videos they use in their court. You see, I use what they're thinking, Greg. I appreciate that. So it's relieved them of that situation, and he can make good out. And all those, a lot of them. There's a lot of people that will straighten itself out now that this job, and that's he's got a list of other ones to put a court hearing on as well. See that seriously. It's not humbug. We don't do things that are not true. So that's a Tamaiti there. So that's that. And that's, yeah, well, he is a direct threat on because he's leading Maori down a different pathway of you'll own nothing and be happy, and because that's what the government's telling him to do. I don't know how much he's getting paid for, but the thing is, he's put there, and it's a part of the government income. Cindy's there as well to run their private business. We've got our own private business. My wife working with him for us. So the trust is belongs to you. The Ngātua Iwa o te company that is up, it stole it and put it on the Mutual Family Trust in Singapore Bank and went to Edinburgh to take the Waikato's title because he's in Tainui and I'm not. And he's taken title and all its legal inheritance in the trillions. He said it was worth 17 trillion and the rest. You see, so he's got that money and we're going after it. That's for him, Burglary, to get his head around. That's another responsibility. He's been inundated with a lot of things to do, and he, like me, can't sleep properly. See, so just a bit of support for him because he's done an excellent job of the Admiralty, which is the book of Admiralty is the money and the mortgage liens we can strike out. That's what I say. This diffuses the mortgage of the land and puts it back into people. Not as much hapu, but the hapu has the leading edge. They are the ones that are in a native capacity if these documents support that. And it has to be put that way, not mixed up together. You can't mix the Maori with the native. And because Taipuru, all the chiefs, I've seen them, Manaka was going to Manirewa, where Puru was, and all those chiefs always had mokos around the wall, It used to be an Otahu, and then shifted to Manirewa. I used to have all the chiefs were around the room on the wall for their photos. So that is quite real with the chiefs with the mokos. They were they got meaning, and not anybody else. The woman's supposed to look at the marae and the manahiri and feed everybody, feed the kids first, look after the kids. Well, they're going to work and the kids are by themselves. See, that's the problem. We're going to address that. That's a big for us. And this court is to support the families and keep in their own food and can control their family. And it goes from that one to that one. The other ones get it, carry on with it. So when you work for this company on the mobile phone, if say you are a judge in this court, that's why I wanted you here, because you're part of the court now with us four. And so you've got your experience in courts. Tracy's in the courts too, but I'll let her unravel all her up north and don't bring it into this court. But she's the CEO. She knows a lot, and she's been in the court in Manukau City District Court as a registrar. She knows all the birthdays and marriages, and she's good to talk to you. You see, and that makes a big difference to these documents and how they're used in this court. You see, that's to keep the hapus in the family. If Pākehās can have a hapu, Indians, Chinese, they can have a hapu, but the thing was to capture the population as more popular than what they got to offer. If we make it work in the first little bunch of people, just the people power will start small, gradually. So just like Putin started with 5 countries with BRICS, and now it's 45. We're the 46. You see, he wants to get to 50. And so we've got a part with them. Our flag's supposed to be a protectorate. They know it's a trading flag. We can go anywhere in the world. That's the passport, is your flag. That's it. You show that, they know it's got money in it. It's got Moai, Crown, King William IV Trust. They know we've got credit in there, but they can't touch it. It's locked. All the phones you have to get from us, a new phone, updated all the time, and it's encrypted, it's protected, and you've got to answer it when it rings because we check if you're at work. It's a trust thing. That's what's a good thing about native court is we trust you to work and do the work, the job, and get paid. Once you clock in, you can work 1 hour, 2 hours, 6 hours up to a funeral and work 50 hours. It still credits your account, which is the mobile phone. So they're getting royalties from being acclaimed in this court because you have to claim what we claim, the whole of the Crown's business, the Queen's Crown and the King's Crown business, which we are allowed to have a partner. The Queen let us down and went against the treaty. It wasn't a contract in the first place. You got to have a end date with a, and the other was King George IV. That's another contract, and then we can fall on that as authority and jurisdiction. And England the Fourth is the other contract, 34 verbal contract that created that entity business there. And then the Queen made more money than the King. The King, 148 years of business. And then when the Queen came along, she went well in the World Bank and more money than the King. But then she ran away from us too and went to Scotland to die. Instead of going back to Germany, she died in Scotland, a Queen of the Scots, which is the Freemasons. See? Then the Freemasons hopped to Germany in Frankfurt and put money in the gold over there. Now we're going after the gold. The money stolen in Muslims, which what that crown and flag is. You see, if you know all of that, you have to recover it. And we give the contract to go. They know what's in here. And comes from Western, all roads and Aotea, the Waka, Aotea, and the country, New Zealand, Dutch. See, Dutch. And so that's how the legacy continues. Snapshot, bang. Now, we're just making a snapshot. Where to from here? Snap out the road. And I'm confident of that. And it just made shape a bit bigger. It was just there for 55 billion, and that was supposed to be just here, out of Turbo, and 2 farms, 2 land, and 60 and 300 years. I was going to make 55 billion turnover a year just to end the charter plant, the most of the wealth. And one tuna at the Free Bank where we're putting the total turbine is worth $3 million US. One. And heaps of there. Heaps of them. So that's economy for us to start. But NIWA, everything under the sea that NIWA does, we are all and the government that we see them. We seize all that. We don't need to make a government ourselves. We just contact BRICS and all their experts and contract to run this business in the government until we pick up how to run it that way. Under their authority and resource consents, not the resource consents from here, because they haven't got technology to do it in the sea. See, on the land. And so that's why we get experts in their governments, the best ones, and put them on the contract to come and run our government from there. They don't have to be here, there, but up buildings and houses on the blocks so that they can come here and live with us on the land and pay lease, the same lease as what we're going to do in their countries, the 45 countries. Same, they can pay the same lease and not own. You don't have to own anything. Lease and what's in your mobile is yours. You can get yours or whatever, which in your mobile, which is safe. It's encrypted or whatever, and it's safe. If you drop it or lose it, it's easy to replace it. And the company owns the phone, and you don't have to buy a phone or pay anything to get in. All you do is put your name down in your phone number, and not even necessary address, pay the equity in the business of that and everything else that you own, and totally own it on your horse. Yeah, yep. We've had enough. We all know now. We know what to do. We know what to be doing. So we've found you out and caught you in the fraud. Catch them in the fraud. And while they're doing it, get them before they shut the place down next year. They want to go New World Order, and that's it. Leading up to that, and if you don't get the jab, they'll lock you up, and that's the end of you. They'll sell your guts and your heart, eyes and ears and everything, and make more money out of you because they said we don't need more, so we're just in bits in the records in the government. Yeah, that's the Americans. They're bad brains. Here, they really, I didn't think it was that bad. And Israel is in here, just to show these corporations what they're supporting the genocide in Gaza, in Palestine. See, they're behind it because they can't get out of their contract. The government is tied into the British that kicked off this racket in the first place. See, so it's gone over to Germany where they came from in the first place, England, um, um, a country that's German run. See, they only used it for cash cow. Like America, it's a cash cow. And so we've got our cash cow with a debt collection company, which run. See, to recover the debts, we don't have to get we don't use compensation or restitution. We don't use those words. We use foreclosure and bankruptcy. And that's how we do it. Well, that's how we do it to recover debts and give it to someone and pay them well to recover the debts. All the gold missing, they're going to get. See, we don't have to worry about pulling the trigger and let them go into it. BRICS are very, very on to trade. They don't want war, and America don't want a ceasefire because they're out of business. You see, so they don't want to stop fighting and shooting things up because they don't do any better. And so we're here to put a lid on that. If we all know that the money go around system is this flag, this flag with 8 points and the rich and little cross, which is our contract, the little cross. And the black line around it is Satan. That's the one we didn't let Satan. All those people went across the bridge, what don't you? Is the Satan followers. They've gone into the Hinaki on the other side because it was cheap way of getting it and follow the Pied Piper over the bridge and get what you're going to get, 1% of what's stolen. And the stolen land, we don't talk stolen land, we talk about how we get ourselves back together. And that's about it, really. That's about what this meeting is about. Just to let you know what's in the book, what you're about to sign. I'll get Gregory to sign it. I'll sign it. I'll sign it. Rabda will sign it. And Timu will sign it. And you are witnesses to the secret. And this is very valuable. And snapshot or I'll send you, if I get email and phone numbers, to send you out the PDF files of the 5 documents that will actually kill the beast. Okay, and Gregory has got a hold of the snake's head, so that's the sword of Queen Elizabeth. He's got a snake head, and we just get the rest of it. And don't be too cocky about things, and just gradually blend our way and try if we can do it. Don't tell them we know everything, we can do it, we get like that. No, we just show we can make it work. And Gregory it works, and that's what we look for. To see if that's a long-standing case. That one many times they've been warned. In Bailiff real estate, they've been warned. If you sell that property, you're going to get one of these on their head, and it still stands. They lose all their business because they broke the law, native law of native lands. Okay, that's it. You break the native law, it's very, very lethal because all the other countries are native too. And if they see who's doing it, who knows what they're doing, they'll follow and they'll jump in here and become share profit owners like you on the same block of land. You see, so they get the numbers. You got to get the numbers. And behind you, if they support you, you go and do the same back at them and set them up as well and let them know what to do. So it's a model really to show this is a new chapter to make us the model, the role model of the new hapu, in this case, corporation, and not the government control, but our control. It's our control and not those people in the private company in Wellington. We got a private company That's that one. And we've got a public company that's now Atua Ewa Aotea Limited, which has meaning in that name, and that's what you own, and it's business. See, and we're here to be an executive to it. All of us here that signing this book, and Greg's going to get chiefs to sign the main title to the land, and it's here. I'm here for Timu today, and his addition to the Pacific to try to muster up support from the islands and go live with them and to put them on the right path if we get this notice in their system of getting out of that side and coming to this side. So that's really all what it is, Timu. I just need to get you to sign it, and we sign it, and that becomes the law. That's the law, and no one refutes it. That's it. But I'm not saying for them to refute it because that's in the 484-page book title. See, they haven't refuted that, so it's law. Whatever in that book is law, and this just finishes it all off with this Freemasons. The Freemasons owns all the instruments in here, and King Ernest Augustus V owns the crown that we're talking about, the King William IV Moai crown in Britain to keep the British going with us, the white bit. Okay, we got the brown bit in Tahiti. It's not in Tahiti. It's not in Hawaii. It's in Tahiti, where the tikanga law and the British only recognise there and their tikanga law, LORE. Okay, and the LAW here in Awaroa, Bank in Helensville. Auckland was started from there. Yep, I won't say anything about any more about that, but that's how it works in commercial contracts. That's all it is, a contract. Okay? Okay with that? Okay, you want to say something before you sign? But make sure to sign the Michelle off.
Yeah, I've done that.
Oh, you've done that. Okay, that's that.
We'll have a little corridor offline
Yep,
with Timu
yep,
and Donovan in
Yep.
respects to what those obligations are,
Yep.
questions they may have.
yep. That's all
coming
right.
through that,
Yeah,
before we sort of finalise the document.
Yep.
That's all I can suggest. Other than that, I've got nothing else to say.
yeah. No, this is just an initiation start point. It's a start point, and it's always good to have something down on paper because this goes to the bank. This is going to the bank as an instrument to get the money, whatever amount. And I'm going for 10 trillion, not 55 billion. I banged it up. And they don't mind so long as the plan stands up and who it's for. It's for a bigger community in the Pacific Ring of Fire. That's its value in here. A what? Yep, it's binding. Everything with the seals on is bound to us that sign it. Okay? Just as a native side, that the British understand. They understand what we do because that's where they get the money from. They are native people, not anybody else. Yeah, everything's native to start with. You go back to the start point, follow the ship backwards, and it'll go there to Westminster. And that's all we're doing. We're saying, this is us, and this is what we're doing to look after our stuff from now on, and we don't need anybody to rule us. No, this is your copy if you want it. Just take it. Yeah, it's
We can edit.
you can do whatever.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, yeah,
Everything worded, everything pictured in there. Everyone's on the same page.
Yeah. The only
Yeah.
thing we've signed is
Stamp it.
the only thing that we've signed off is Michelle Coco.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the only thing that's between him and I.
Yeah.
Everything else
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm just taking all this in and
Yeah.
questions that I had in mind.
yeah,
I'm just gonna take it all in,
yeah,
rearrange it,
yeah,
find out what you guys want, what you need,
yeah,
find out what you can.
We've got overnight 2 a.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll be here till Monday.
Yeah.
I'm here till
You wanna take it
Monday.
away and read it in your own
So
time.
I'm just dropping it on you.
No.
Yeah. So yeah. So the thing is, it's better if I come out um, um, front on and let you know how the British think, not how I think. How the British think of what they come here for, to make money. And yeah, it's not all theirs. That's what I'm saying.
I find the best way to figure that out is go on the history.
Hey.
Base it on the history.
Oh
What they say and what they've done.
yeah.
See if it runs parallel. If it doesn't, something's gone wrong.
Yeah. So
Because it'll
all I'm doing,
bad for you.
all I'm doing is a snapshot of today, and not before or after, but where we are today. Then plan out how we're going to go. See, that's like brand new. Everybody has to start from scratch. Every, and we're the only one that can do it. We're the only ones that can make things, statements like this. They're public statements. And if anybody doesn't say anything about it, it must be true. Because right up to now, it's been no problem, no flaws in it, except one or two, but that was just one or two. The majority of people, even Pakias or anybody else, must be taking a glance at it from somewhere. See, because the pressure's on the government. See, to do something because they got some competition. And that's what's missing, competition. Not use playing with their laws because you won't get anywhere. Following Te Whenua, you won't get anywhere because they run it, they own it. See, whether the British Crown gave it to the Hapu, but the Wee grabbed it and away they went with it because they had the money to overpower the Hapu. And they said, gimme, gimme, gimme all your information, otherwise you get no money. And that's all it's about money, money, money. See? So if we don't think like that, we'll get no money if we haven't got a system of making our own money. And it was there all the time. We got the pound note. They can't argue with the $2 pound note because King Kawhia had the pound note, but they put him out of business. The BNZ put him out of business because they made the printing machine and bought it. He had to buy his pound notes from England, and it cost too much, so he gave up. And he had the pound note. We're not using his pound note, we're using the Moai pound note, which is equally as good with the Moai statue that Queen Victoria puts in London as a big issue of whose land it is. Her land right through the world because she's got the. Why didn't she get a Buddha or something else and put it there? Why did she pick a Moai? Why? Because there must have been something good about it. Okay? Won't pick it for nothing. And that's our beauty of us is we can take it back if we think so. But I say leave it there. We'll just take the land underneath it, under his Hinua, under his feet. It's standing there. Wherever he stands, that's his land. Yeah, we didn't put it there. They put it there. If they put it there, they say, oh, it's your land. Come and get it if you can. We'll shoot your head off if you try. But we shoot them with the document. Yep. No, not a fire shot. Yeah. Yeah. So that's something. It really, we've got time against us when they're thinking like they are, especially when they started to jab off. They got rid of a few people in the world, and that was pure um, um, design of those people. So how to get rid of a population, blow them up or jab them. And they're waiting for the second jab, which is worse than the first jab. That's coming next year by hook or by crook. You have to take it because if you don't, they will just take you out. And with the mobile phone, they can send you with the mobile phone too. Yeah, they might be sending me too. That's why everything going wrong. Yeah, maybe I really don't know. Yeah, hey, yeah. No, well, they're picking it up too and running with it But when they get caught, they say, "Who did this? Where did they come from?" Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so yeah, so yeah. So what I'm saying is, someone's looking after these instruments and saying, "Don't touch." I'm only guessing. I'm not saying it's the Freemasons saying we've got a stake in this. Don't touch. Whatever's in there is our document. You see, that's why I'm doing right, saying I'm a crown and and all that. I'm a king and that. It's just anybody can say that, but how do you support it? That's it. That's because I wouldn't say it. I'm just taking over what Mohi said. You talk, and he's just stay in the corner and say nothing. That's Mohi Manukau. He's a Ratana minister. Guess where the Ratana's gone? Over the bridge too. They're gone in the Inaki too, and the Kingitana gone over there, and and Tamaichi, they're all gone in there. The people that support that stuff in Israel is gone there. So they get the bill, all of them, on face recognition. The AI picks them up. See, they get all billed, those people that went across there to support them instead of supporting this. But they haven't seen enough of this because it's blocked. I'm getting slammed by Facebook and and YouTube, taking my videos down on my website. You go there, you can see deleted. Didn't follow community rules, but those videos been there for blooming years. They're taking them out because, oh, today it's an offence. Then it wasn't. You see, they can do and switch anything off if they want to. That's Israel. Israel is the monster that's doing what it wants with the War Powers Act. And because we got the War Powers Act, we'll go right over the top of their War Powers Act and say, where'd you get that from? That's all I'm saying. I keep asking questions until they run out. And that's what I do all the time. Keep answering questions or run out. When they start getting cheeky, then you know they got nowhere to go. Yeah. See, you just keep going. Answer a question with a question. But anyway, we've wound it up now. And
I've got one thing to say.
yeah.
Can you include Pomere in this?
No, Palmer, it's Palmer.
I am Pomere.
Yeah, but
the day here up, right here, there.
yeah, but the thing
I
is,
am, and Te Whaaka.
yeah, but I'm saying your
I don't
surname.
know about the Pomere here in New
Mhm.
Zealand. I'm talking about in Australia there.
Yeah, so there is my family over there, and Tracy is tracking all of that to see who's on the land, who got there first, who's second, who's
I
third,
know
who's
that.
fourth.
I
Then
know it.
yeah, so
I've got all
if
the genealogies and the land titles.
if Palmer got there first, it's his country.
No,
Well,
no,
well,
no bloody way.
well, it's got to be somebody on the British system.
No, they are under the France.
Well, France is another one. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's another one.
But the titles, the land titles over there still exist, still say, I've got land there from Mataye
Yeah,
and Pato
yeah. So
because she was the queen
yeah,
of Raiatea, Taha, Moria, all
yeah.
of them.
Yeah, so that's why we've got the Freemasons to sort all that out because
Yeah,
they
that's why I'm saying, why can you not include?
because I've only gone on my brain, not yours yet, not yet.
Okay.
You're in us with us now. You can alter things. We can alter, delete, and add to what we've done, but it's still got to stack up to you on your 2 feet as your own competent witness in a court. This is a court to say I'm this person. Here's my whakapapa, and this is my name, and this is where I come from. To here, especially from an island to here. You see, from somewhere else to here. And Tracy is doing the birth, deaths, and marriages. She'll find out everybody. It won't get away with it, you see, because she's in the bloodline of Rogan judges that married into our family and with Cosgroves, the lawyers over there. That's why I'm talking like this. I'm using my bloodline in the law to fight any other law inferior to the British law that made these acts and
I'm doing the same.
yeah. So Yeah.
I'll keep repeating it.
Yeah, but
I am sovereign, just like everyone else here is a sovereign.
yeah, sovereign is all right, but where does the sovereign come from? Here or Britain or China or France? Turkey. Well,
Turkey is the first place of migration
yeah,
for
so
Polynesia,
yeah, but
Micronesia.
the thing is, somebody's holding your birth certificate against you from somewhere in Britain.
Here,
No,
here.
there's no money here.
No,
It's
but the paper that says at my birth certificate is what they use to pass around to get the money.
yeah, but the
And
money
they borrowed from my birth certificate from the bank.
yeah, but the money comes from Rothschild Bank.
Doesn't matter where it comes from.
Yeah.
As long as they get the money.
Yeah,
And
so
it's coming through the banks.
yeah, so the banks are shutting down now, and the government is shifting over to Germany, and the Germans taking over the world, one world order. This is serious stuff we're talking about. It's not about this or that. It's about what they think in their head. I'm trying to think how they do it. How a mechanic thinks all the time, can't go to sleep, thinking what are they thinking? You see, if you think that they're going to change the rules, and that's their law. They made the rules, and they said this is this, this is that, and we're saying this is our rule. Don't break our rule because we live here. You don't. You don't live here. See, it's the living here that matters, not someone else from a foreign company. And the company in Wellington is a foreign company. It's not from here. You see? So they are getting their money through over our heads from us as our birth certificates, like I said, $1 million a piece. So $1 million is the average of everyone. They are using that instrument, they're all instrument to use you on a bond if you go and use that against you. So,
I understand what you're saying,
hmm
but I'm going back a step and creating who we are,
yeah, but I'm
where
saying,
we came from.
yeah,
Because, like I keep saying, who are we? We're sovereign.
yeah, but the sovereign,
Where did we come from? None of your business.
yeah, so I say it's everybody's business as a
Right.
native court. Because if you don't be transparent,
Hang on. In our custom, you do not give your genealogy to anybody.
but they got it.
The simple reason is, if in the past, Pākehā jumped on and said, "Oh, I'm Nicholas. I'm Mr. Cook." How the hell does a Pākehā own land?
Yeah, because you've signed something for them, like
No,
your benefit.
done it in their courts.
You've signed a benefit or car
Nope.
or ownership or gas or anything. You paid tax.
In the old days, the people never spoke English. They couldn't even
Yeah,
read it
but,
or understand it.
yeah,
And what was happening in the courthouse, created by them with the help of the missionaries and the fake arikis, they were doing things behind closed doors without the people who did not
Yeah, but
understand.
with
And they took their names, their titles, and their
why
lands.
didn't the Ariki make a bank to make their own money instead of getting it from
Because
Britain?
we didn't need that system in the ancient
Yeah,
times.
so
Your money was your water, your sea,
yeah,
and your land.
but
Nothing else
we're
mattered.
we're trying to be real here because we've got an
No.
enemy sitting in Wellington
Yes,
ready to take us out.
but we need to me, like it's the same as genealogies. For me to know who I am is to go way back as far as I can and understand who my ancestors were, and then I can come forward and make my own decisions, my own laws, LORE.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm acting LORE from
Yeah,
my own family over there in Tahiti. That's my family that lives there, and they made that law. Tikanga law was made with my family and the other ones who are indigenous. Are you indigenous over there?
I am.
Yeah, which name are you using? Yeah, well, that's different. Pomares in this court, Pomares talk for Pomares, and kings talk for kings.
I am from Matakai.
I know your bloodline.
I think I need to bring folks to show you on
Yeah,
Tana Māori, all this
Yeah,
sort of stuff.
but I
So you can see with your own eyes, not listen to me talk, so that everyone can see and understand for themselves.
yeah
Because I'm telling you, John, there are so many Maoris here who have no bloody idea who they are.
yeah because the word Maori belongs to the Pākehā in Britain.
Yes,
They
I
invented it.
agree, but
Yeah.
you've got to know who you are first.
Yeah, I
Before
know.
you can go the
Yeah,
next
I
step.
know. But
So to me, it's like, let's teach our children who we are and then take them like you do in a push step, take them forward.
but we've tried. I've tried for years doing that. I've tried honestly. I've been tried for years at Waitangi. I've been up to Marae there all the time, telling him, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this. It went in the ear and out the other one. But the thing is, what I'm saying is, the British had the Westminster to make law, and I'm following law from Britain, and they start from the year 1689, no further back, because they had no banks, no money, no nothing to put on paper. Everything's on paper from that year on. Don't go back too far because you're going into a different area of bartering. Yeah, they don't.
What they respect. We have to respect one another.
They'll trump on you because they got the guns. Yeah. 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 So that's what that you 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 you
Yeah.
you want to know what the goldsmiths did with
I'm actually going backwards.
yeah, but too far.
I'm going
Too far back.
backwards.
It's not where the money is. I'm doing the money.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, but I'm not the type of person who is interested in money.
Yeah.
I'm
But
interested
we
in
need to
outcomes.
survive
Yes.
on your own efforts without the money. If you've got a system and a plan to make your family eat food and without money. And if you
I do that already.
yeah,
So
but what about everybody else in the country?
then you need to get off your asses and do
No,
exactly
that's
the
too
same
big
thing.
for me. I'm fixing something
I'm
broken.
not talking about you, John.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Yeah,
all
but
of us.
the people are up against the government who controls everything. You need a government before you can say anything. Because if you say something, they'll just rip it up and throw it away, like how they're doing to my documents. They throw them in the rubbish. They don't want to know because it's meaningless for them unless you talk their language of corporations. If you can't talk corporations, you can't play the game. And we're just playing a game here. It's like chess. If you make the wrong move, you bug it. If you do the wrong move, they take over, and that's everything controlled. They got control. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just mm. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
That's
totally agree. Yeah, yeah,
that's what I'm.
yes.
Yeah, my family down, my family to the East Coast are doing the same thing to me. You know what they did with my Wanoa name? They 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 split it and made Wiki Leafy in the front of it, my Tauru, my ancestor, and used my Wanoa and put their name on the block. And that's what I'm trying to get off and put my name back where it was before they got there. That's Whitcliffe, Karen Karen Whitcliffe, the judge. Now she's in charge of the Waitangi Tribunal to make sure they win. And I said, no, hang on. You got your name all over my land through my Wanoa. What do you do to my Wanoa? If I went to Britain and did that over there, they'd lock me up. If I start playing around with their whakapapa, why play with my whakapapa? And put Wikirifi Mataru. And what's that mean? We don't have that in our whakapapa. You see? Wycliffe and Fox, those two names, and that family put their name on my blocks. And I said, hang on, where'd you come from? Now Tracy's into it. She said, where's the daddy of the Koheres? They won't answer me. That's because Tracy had looked, she had looked at the best marriages. No Koheres. It's being made out of his head, the professor. Yeah, just made it up, just like that. Boom, and put his name right over the blocks in the lighthouse too. He put his name and says, no, your whakapapa is this. Wikirefi Mataru. That's your ancestor, Mataru. And I said, what are you doing splitting my name up? That's an insult to me. Who got there first? You, Wikirefi, got there first, or the one from Tahiti? Now tell me. Otherwise, move you off the land. Yeah, that's what I'm doing there. I'm telling them, if you are not correct on your 2 feet and telling me my whakapapa, nobody tells me my whakapapa. You see, you can't do somebody else. And that's what I'm saying. They stand on their own feet. You know what they do? Drive past, very slowly past my van on the beach and go, oh, like this. Give me a little good look. Say, watch out for that van. I think it's dangerous. I think you got to watch out. Don't get your name in there. They'll be getting in trouble. Yeah. So they are very weary. But anyway, nothing wrong with a bit of that. But I'm trying to get on my block. I can't get on it because those people got their name all over it. And I got 15 shares. The Goldsmiths got 800 shares. And the other ones got 600 shares. And I got a wee bit, my brother and my sister. One little bit. And that's all they gave us. That's the system in Wellington, not the British, this one in Wellington. So,
I want to say one thing about when you go to Masons that got Pākehā surnames and they say they own it, like my cousin Strickland, I go, fuck off back to England.
hmm.
Come through the woman. The woman is the one that the mana how these
Yes,
European
Charles
names come
Strickland
into it.
married into
Yeah, they married the Rangatiras or the King Taurus or that. I know.
exactly.
And I'm a John. My name is Ioane. So I tell myself to fuck off back to England and fuck off the road where I come
Yeah.
from. But when you hear cheeky people say that, you go, no.
Yeah.
Same back here with the Harrises, everyone. You come from England, you come from fucking Australia.
Yeah.
So you correct them.
Yeah.
Because it's a woman holds the mama through that when they married the chief's daughters.
Yes.
That's when you got a party surname. Yeah. But there's more involved in this to explain it. We just got to humble ourselves and just.
I'm afraid I get very emotional.
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want.
But I understand what you're saying about the family. I'm a witchman, Pākehā name.
Yeah.
But all my family, nobody in Raro likes me. I'm the witch of the bitches.
Well, you
Right?
need people.
Or bitches of the witches. But none of them have ever liked me. But when they found out I hold all the history
Yes.
going back to Asia Minor, coming through, and the genealogies from Tahiti, and they want the documents. So everyone's so nice to me now. Yeah, like hell. I'll make you crawl.
All right, Andy? All right, Andy?
Sorry.
Won't be a minute. Won't be a minute. We're more or less finished.
Yeah.
I won't be a sec. Give me about 5 minutes,
5 now.
and we'll wind it up. Yep. Yeah. We'll wrap it up, Andy. Thank you very much, people. We're just going to tune out with Andy in Greece. And thank you very much, Andy. You need some kip. I know this is a long one, but it's very important. And you're always there for us in Britain and taking note for what we do. And we are being vigilant here and making sure everything is in order. And that's a good thing. And I just wanted you to witness that. And you can see everybody here. I'll just turn it around here and here, over there. And there. Here's the British. Here,
Hey,
here. And the main man here, the Admiral. And
nice one.
that's you've had a good show today. and I think we learned from each other, and now if things are better with a bit of knowledge of what we're doing. Thank you. Okay.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I'd just like to thank you, John,
Yep.
and Andrew, and all the people
Yep.
behind you, John. It's been a real,
Yep. Thank you, Dennis.
and I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you, Dennis.
Now I know you. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
good.
good. That's good.
I'll
Thank
see
you,
you again.
Dennis. Yeah, big help from your
Okay, then. Thank
comment.
you very much. I'll end it now. The time now is it's
Thank-
6 minutes past
yeah.
5.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Andrew.
Okay.
Not
Great.
yeah,
Good.
not on
Thank you.
Facebook, please.
No,
It's,
it won't
it's
be.
private.
It won't be. Yeah.
This is business. Hi, this is mate.
Okay then.
Bye,
Okay.
everybody.
See
Good
you
night,
later.
all. Good day.
See
Yeah.
you.
Good
I'll end
night.
it now
Good
then, yeah.
night. God
Bye-bye
bless.
now.
See you
Bye-bye.
later. Bye.
God bless.